Big Mac sauce, fried onions, and cheese. You ready?
Ready.
Awesome. Start now. This homemade creation imitates McDonald's build your own burger experience as much as this 21-year-old man-child with little cooking experience can.
Fire alarm's going off. Is that cool? Are we good?
And this is a McDonald's employee ready to stand their ground in a friendly yet very real battle between man and machine. In this video, we'll be learning how a machine that can cook, flip, dispense, and take your order like a real human was largely engineered from Lego bricks. But to see how we even got to this point, we need to go back 6 months ago to when everything school-related was canceled. I was pursuing a degree at the time, and I was looking forward to speaking at my local TEDx event. I was going to present about how fast food jobs are some of the hardest to automate. Let's take the human arm, for example. It has 7 degrees of freedom, and while I won't bore you with how interesting that really is, the long and short of it is that if I were to tape my hand to the table in front of me and then wrap my body torso down to a chair that is then glued to the ground, the fact that I can still do this chicken thing with my arm proves that the human body has more degrees of freedom than really necessary. Even with robot arms popping up in different countries and in different restaurants, things like their abilities to sense forces and the precision come at a price that can never truly guarantee 100% reliability. So to prevent my good idea from dying off, and as somebody too scared to eat out as much as he used to before 2020, I decided to bring the restaurant to me in hopes of eating my own words. The following 15 seconds are a summary of my past 3 months of building. Now before I open shop, I need to see how fast McDonald's themselves can make a burger. Nobody's in front of me, so this should be a fair test. The Create Your Taste menu that largely inspired my machine expired years ago, so until I meet with my lovely opponent on neutral ground, testing how fast McDonald's takes to make a quarter pounder with cheese is something to go off of.
What can I get for you?
Good morning, can I get a quarter pounder with cheese? Thank you so much, ma'am, that's all.
Yeah. First one down.
Thank you so much. Somebody left a dime on the sill. Yes. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, you saw it here first. McDonald's delivered that burger in what is an impressive time, but is it sufficient enough to beat I messed up. But is it good enough to beat the machine built of Lego bricks? The machine's cooking process deviates from McDonald's, so here are the basic elements. Customers start at the iPad, which is made to look like a McDonald's kiosk. You pick and choose your toppings before paying a calculated price. This machine accepts certain student IDs and rejects others, just like a franchise on a campus. This college's ID cards are perfect since swiping them clearly returns their ID. When paired with the cost of the burger, the computer connected to the machine can track the withdrawal. The code read off cards from different schools, like this one, is totally different and therefore not accepted for business. The rest of the process falls on automated steps. First, the conveyor belt turns clockwise until this pocket reaches the stack of empty boxes, where it does this little shimmy to ensure the bottom box is sitting flat. Otherwise, something like this would happen all the time. It then comes out from its hiding place to land open side up on the assembly line, then positioning itself just right according to this distance sensor. A simple dispensing system holds one patty instead of buns at a time, first dropping the buns into the cooker. And as you could probably tell, this isn't just any cooking apparatus. Just like how you were jealous of the kid in school with the 64-pack of crayons, all the adults shall envy my $50 toaster. It drops the cooked discs down a chute, which is a game changer since the alternative of plucking the toast from the slot with a plastic brick doohickey is a scary thought. At the bottom is a motor that winds up fishing line to lower the toaster. After tens of seconds, the line unwinds and the buns slide into the box below. Can we take a moment to appreciate this trapdoor? It's like something straight out of an action adventure film. The toasting situation repeats, but for the beef. Bon Appetit says cooking in a toaster makes for juicy hamburgers with a good-looking interior. In fact, the place claiming to have invented hamburgers actually uses vertical broilers that are kind of like my $50 baby. But before you run off to make burgers in your college dorm, the manufacturer emphasizes caution around liquids. So I pan-fried the patties first to dry them out a bit, as well as to give them an initial sear. Ah, whew, that's hot. 145. Okay, that's good. We're taking it off. Avoid that burger booger. The optional toppings start with cheese, and sliced cheese is a nightmare because they typically come stuck together. Can you imagine the skills needed for little robot fingers to peel them apart layer by layer? If so, I could use less space by restocking the American cheese as a pre-sliced block. When both platforms turn 180 degrees, each slice is dropped a layer, with the bottom slice reaching the bun for contactless delivery. Next, each sauce is dispensed from a syringe connected to the brick-built nozzles. A tablespoon of each sauce is dispensed before proceeding to the toppings. Like the first time the box came out, the distance sensor checks when the box is under each topping. If selected by the customer, that drum turns to dispense a handful of onion. If I had more Lego bricks, I would have diversified the menu more. And after all those stations, the customer can retrieve their classy, open-faced, robotically perfect burger. So after over a month of prep work, the robot was officially ready for competition. Bring it on! You'd be shocked how hard it is to find McDonald's workers through friends, but I eventually found former McDonald's worker Mike. So my guy Mike is the VP of a charitable organization by day. It's called Astro and located right here in my home state of Little Rhodey, and by night, he's a musician. Today, he's simply holding all of humankind on his back, and he's coming in a couple of minutes. Wish him luck.
Backdrop does the job. It's a nice color.
The competition consists of 3 rounds. So the first 2 entail making a burger with 3 humble condiments / toppings, nothing crazy. But the final round entails making an everything burger where every topping this machine's got needs to be sandwiched between bun and bun. He who is the fastest in most rounds wins. We're gonna have Mike go first and the machine go right after. So for round 1, your 3 toppings are Big Mac sauce, fried onions, and cheese. Go.
All right. Grill up this patty. And we got Big Mac sauce. So that on there. Fried onions. Cheese. So at McDonald's at this point, if you're not cooking, you're cleaning. So that's what they always tell us. If you got time to lean, you got time to clean. So especially in these times, got to make sure to have a clean environment, right? So good. As you can see, it's clutch having the pre-cooked patties too at McDonald's. This would be out the door by now, you know?
Well, it looks like the machine's in for a tough competition. Mike delivered that burger in total Mc efficiency, and because my machine works asynchronously in comparison to a McDonald's franchise, I'm going to tack on 2.5 minutes to Mike's time, which excluded the standby time for the patty, so the machine can have a level comparison. And despite everything, Mike still did win round 1. Going into the next round, I feel a little bit fearful, but I still have hope that we can come back.
It's getting serious now. All right, what's the challenge?
Round 2, the 3 toppings are ketchup, mustard, and raw onions. You may begin.
Wait. You got time to clean.
What's the 6th sense you're tapping into when you can tell it's ready to be turned?
I honestly couldn't tell you. It's in my DNA. Slide it. Boom.
When I started this project months ago, I didn't think man and robot could be separated by just 13 seconds. For the sake of preserving my robot dignity, of course we're still going to do round 3, and I'm hoping that the everything burger is just too much for Mike to handle. You may begin.
Good old mac sauce.
just because you can't win them all in life doesn't mean you should lose them all either. After all I've been through with McDonald's, I'm totally alright with leaving them crowned as the undefeated speed champions. Chatting with Mike really reminded me of just how strategic McDonald's and their crew needs to be in a way that a made-to-order machine can never truly emulate. As far as I'm concerned for now, I'm going to leave my machine to sulk over losing this battle, while this human and my fellow McDonald's human are rejoicing with burgers. This video is sponsored by absolutely no one, so it's especially important that you turn on all post notifications after subscribing to my channel. Otherwise, YouTube's gonna forget that you enjoy this super niche type of content by the time I re-return in another month. I also restarted my Instagram, so make sure to check it out at the link below, and make sure to text the brick-loving girl or guy in your life about this awesome upload.